Did you guys see just a quick update on the whole Stop Killing Games initiative? Have you guys been following that?
I seen it got a lot of signatures. That was it.
I stopped following it like a week ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it has been doing very, very well. It's at over 1.4 million signatures. Its goal was 1 million. It has to hit 1 million to at least garner a conversation amongst all the European Parliament and all that stuff to get a conversation going. It has blown past that. Now, anytime, and by the way, I want to go on record. I said that I did not think it would get a million signatures, and it blew past that quickly. I'm a fucking idiot. Tag that. Nice, clear as day for everybody. But hey, sometimes we're wrong, and I'm glad I'm wrong in this instance. But 1.4 million signatures on the Stop Killing Games initiative, which has kind of woken up some of the people and it's woken up the industry, because it's an initiative that will directly impact the industry, as well as activist groups within the industry who have gone out of their way. So there have been some people. This is from Ross over at Kirsche Farm, says the initiative has received official accusations of it and myself of violating EU rules. These would be serious charges, except that they're false, using made-up evidence. The industry is playing hardball now. So people have started to, throw out accusations at Ross and do the hit game when it comes to this stuff. Now, I watched his video, and in the video, some of the claims that are made about Stop Killing Games, and Ross in particular, are things like he works on it and he spends time talking about it. Right? Very noticeable accusations like that. I know. They also calculate his hourly rate for these type of things. And Ross is like, that's news to me because I don't have an hourly rate, right? So there's a lot of assumptions that are made by these people. And as he says, it's just accusations. But what Ross has done here is he has poked the beast. And the beast is now woken up. And the beast is now, you see the character assassination start to come into play in a situation like this. And I hope Ross is ready for that, because I think this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to anytime you're dealing with a situation where you're potentially taking money out of people's pocket and having to invest in something else. In this case, the opportunity to extend the life of a game that normally wouldn't be extended. People get pissed about that. So y'all's thoughts on Stop Killing Games as a whole, and then we'll kind of go to the second half of this story.
I don't really know exactly what it is.
Okay. So the premise behind this flawed is very simple. When a game, specifically a digital game or any sort of game, reaches its end of life, right? And let's say EA makes a game and they say, hey, we're no longer going to support Madden Football 2017, right? Yeah. And they say, we're no longer having any support for this game. All Stop Killing Games is saying is, when you stop supporting it, turn it over to the community so we can then support it, right? Okay. Because the game is there. And
I paid for it.
Yes, and I paid for it, exactly. And this really came to a head where Ubisoft had a couple games, most notably The Crew 2, that was an only online game where you went from point A to point B, and then they just ended the service. And they're like, guess what? You can't play The Crew 2 anymore. Sorry. And it pissed a lot of people off.
Do I get my money back?
Bingo, right? So that's kind of the argument is, I paid for this thing. How come I don't have an opportunity to continue to play it? Yeah. So the idea is, well, if you're going to not support it, then turn it over to the community, either through give us access to, we can do peer-to-peer servers or something along those lines, to at least, even if there's 10 people playing it, it's still 10 people that wanted to play that game and kept it alive, right? And in some cases, it's considerably more than 10 people, like The Crew 2, which had hundreds and thousands of people still playing it. So it just wasn't financially viable for them. So anyways, Ross is starting to get a little hardball here, which was quite interesting. I actually saw a Destin, who worked at IGN, has been on the show, got in a rather heated conversation with everyone's favorite activist, formerly game developer, David Jaffe. And they were actually going back and forth on it. It was good to see them having a conversation. But Jaffe was very much in the aspect of of the developer camp, the company camp, and Destin was very much in the customer camp. And Jaffe was throwing out these arguments like, you know, he was saying, I don't want government associated with video games, right? And his thing was, I don't want the government telling me what I should spend my budget on, right? And to some extent, I agree with that, right? I agree that maybe his metaphor was the government at one point said that all cars needed a seatbelt, right? And at the time, people were upset. And, you know, he said, in that instance, I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with it in this instance because I want my artistic freedom so I don't have to use my budget on incorporating this end of life service or whatever it is for something. And it may cut something larger out of the game, right? So he's saying, my art, my art, my art. And that's what this comes down to. But in the same breath, literally moments later, he's like, but I don't really care if the games get shut down. That's life. You know, but as an artist, you would think that you'd want as many people to see your art for as long as you possibly can see it. I don't know, Phil, you're an artist. You're a rapper, right? Don't you want as many people to see your stuff as possible?
Yeah. What happened is that I think that whenever we get any kind of government involvement is a bad thing. Like I know where this stop killing video games things are coming where it's coming from, but the thing is like once the government has their dirty hands on your IP or whatever, whenever a government gets involved, they never relinquish control. And that's what we get. I know that a lot of other video game companies already have that. I think with like Duskborn or something like that was had government involvement. But the thing is, whenever you have a game that's completely removed from the internet, I think it sort of sucks. So it's sort of a double-edged sword here. It's a good thing that we're trying to stop these developers from ending a live service game that a person's playing that they spent like maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you already have that cost, like a sunk cost fallacy where you spent so much money. It's like might as well just continue playing this game or whatever. But the thing is, like, if you can actually give it to like a person and or like a group of people that will do it, like, are they going to monetize it that way, right? So I understand where it's coming from a developer standpoint, but it also is a shitty situation is because I know that Steam, if for whatever reason, if it goes down, the game is yours forever. So it's sort of like I don't know what to do, but if it does go the way of what Don't Stop Killing Video Games, whatever they want, is it going to set a cadence here in the States? I think that's the scary part as well.
Well, I think this has been settled in the States. In the EU, that's it. There's a lot more hurdles in the United States than there are in the EU. Flawed as a poet, lyrical poet, and an artist. Do you how do you feel about this idea of like just let's just say one day your art just like disappears, and are you fine with that, or do you want people to see that?
No, I want people to have it. 100%, obviously, forever. Especially like you paid for the art. If I make something and you paid me for it, then you deserve to have that. I don't understand. I don't understand how it's even an argument, to be honest. Like, if I paid for it, give me my shit, bro. Like, forever. Right. That doesn't make sense. I didn't fucking. I can't wrap my head around this. I feel like we're in a simulation. This isn't even a thing.
Dude, I think that's it, right? Your argument is what everybody else's argument is. I paid for this. Give me my shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what it comes down to. I paid for this. Give me my shit. Could you imagine if you bought a pair of shoes and then they're like, sorry, your shoes don't work anymore.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, they don't even work. Whatever that is, your shoes do not work anymore.
Well, if we can back up a minute, remember I was saying that I did not think that this initiative was going to garner the 1 million signatures, right? And that was really after Ross said pretty much, hey, I just don't think I have the energy to keep going with this. And this was middle of last month, middle of June. He was saying, look, there's 6 weeks left in this initiative. I think there were just over 400,000 signatures at the time. They've gone up 1 million signatures in the last like 30 days or so. Damn. And a big part of that is because of one man and his total arrogance to the situation and his, I don't know, what's the right word to describe pirate software, Blabs?
A wanker.
Okay. This guy right here, Pirate Software, a very big streamer, grown very drastic, very big over the last few years. And he's been opposed to the idea of this. And he's been so self-absorbed. Maybe self-absorbed is a good way to put it, right? He refuses to say that he's wrong in a situation, right? So this tweet popped off yesterday. It's really freaking funny. These two ended up in a room together. They cannot leave until they admit to being wrong. Who leaves first? Right here. You can see Pirate Software to your left, Dark Side Phil to the right. It says 2.5 million views over on X. My God.
I think,
yes.
I in this case, I think that Dark Side Phil will probably flee first.
You think so?
Yeah, here's my reasoning. Pirate Software used to be a Blizzard, ex-Blizzard dev, so he keeps saying that. So he has a fucking ego. It's like, oh, as a previous Blizzard dev, I used to work at Blizzard. It's like, if you go on, there's actually a compilation of him saying that, and it's like, bro, like he will never let that go. I'm not sure, like I don't know DSP's background, but I think Pirate Software would probably will not back down on this, right? And he even came out and said that I will actively be going against Stop Killing Video Games initiative.
What's his argument?
He just feels like it's a bad idea.
It's very similar to what I mentioned about Jappy's argument of extra costs associated with game development and things like that. And my response to that would be, you just build it into your budget. You build that, if just like how car companies build in putting safety, seat belts into their budget. You just build it into your budget now. It just becomes a budgetary item. It is what it is. But going back to this, who leaves first here? It's 2.5 million views. The reason why this popped off was because Phil responded to this. And he just goes, "Who the fuck is that?" And he had no idea who Pirate Software was, which is that's fine. There's a lot of people out there. And who the fuck is that? And Boulder Punch says, looking to stop killing games. You should have a great interest in it with how much money you spent on WWE champions.
No, it's even better, the thread. Click show replies. It's fantastic.
Yes. Yep. Phil responded, Blabs, can you please give us your best DSP voice?
I honestly can't, so I'll just...
Oh, sure you can.
If WWE champions permanently... You just sound like an alien.
You sounded just like him.
Permanently shut down today. I wouldn't give a shit, but I thought this guy is Pirate Games or something. People keep bringing him up, but I haven't looked into it. I actually thought he was running Stop Killing Games at first, but I guess I was confused.
He's in a different world.
Yeah.
And Boulder Punch responded, says, you wouldn't give a shit that the only game you show any enthusiasm for permanently shuts down? And he included this video right here.
Here we go. Give me his 5-star gold. It is a 5-star gold. Who is it? 5-star gold. Oh, brother! Oh, brother! Oh, yeah. We did it. All you Hulkamaniacs out there, all you Philomaniacs, we did it. We pulled our first Hogan live on stream. Jesus. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Yes. Yes, we did it, brother. We did it.
We did it.
You should have sent the meme of sure, Jan.
Well, congratulations to Phil for getting the Hollywood Hogan and WWE champions finally. Oh my gosh. Good for him. Anyways, so yes, so if we can find an opportunity to talk about that insanity, we will. But obviously, keep an eye on Stop Killing Games and everything going on with Ross over there, and we will continue to support him and everything that's going on with Stop Killing Games. We will. And just curious, I know it did pass 1.4. Yeah, it's currently sitting at 1,413,210. That's a lot of people right here. So there we go. Just go to stopkillinggames.com to get more information about that. Great for them. Do you have common sense? Well, if you did, you'd hit the subscribe button right here.